Hello and welcome to Journey Storming. So today I'm going to be going through how to guide you through a journey storming activity. Now this is with the assumption that you already have a completed journey map. If you don't have one of those, please go and check out the journey map tool and watch those videos and get that ready. If you already have one of those ready to go, then let's get started. So to begin, for 10 minutes, what I want you to do is take a look at your journey map. Look for patterns, look for areas that are interesting or curious to you. I suggest that you read the journey map from left to right, and that will help you kind of process the context and what the journey map is actually about. A couple things to look for. One, notice a flow of overall activities. So what is the flow of that journey? Are there areas that are interesting or curious to you in that flow? Two, maybe look for specific moments of confusion, delight, stress, joy. What are those emotions that come up and what are they associated with? What are they caused by? How are they showing themselves? What are people saying about those? And then third, look for incongruencies between specifically what they might be saying versus what they might be doing or thinking and feeling. Those different congruencies are interesting points to kind of unpack a little bit more and understand, well, why are they saying one thing and doing another thing, for example? So I want you to look at all those areas, and then I want you to write down for yourself what it is that you're noticing. In a little while, we'll be adding those to your journey map and we'll be putting them somewhere together for your team to read. But for now, write, keep your own notes, have your own thoughts, have some reflection. We're going to spend 10 minutes in doing that. So go ahead and get your timer ready and put this video on pause and come back in 10 minutes. Okay, welcome back. So technically, you should have already gone and done a little bit of a personal reflection and review of your journey map. Next, we're going to do that a little bit more public with your team if you're working with a team. So what I want you to do now is utilize whatever tool you're doing. If you're in person, you can start writing things on Post-it notes and putting them on a physical journey map. If you're doing this virtually, either use the Excel or Google Sheet that is created for you as a tool and put your comments in that. If you're using another tool like Miro or Mural, you can utilize that tool. So what you'll be doing now is capture things on Post-it notes or in cells, whether it's virtual or in person, and begin to place them at the point of the journey map that you notice something interesting. So for example, if in the second phase of the journey map, you noticed an incongruency between what they're saying and what they're feeling, place a note somewhere around in one of those areas so that you can tell kind of what that's associated with. So you're basically going to be putting notes in the areas that you notice, have a reflection, might be curious about, you might notice a pattern in. So that's where to place the notes, and make it brief. Don't make it too long because you will have a chance to talk about it a little bit. So don't write too much or people won't be able to follow. So make it as brief as you can. I'd recommend, less than 5 or 6 words if you can do that. So I think that's all you need to do in this section. Nice to play music if you have it. Let's take another 10 minutes to go through that activity. So basically what you're doing is taking what you captured for yourself, and now you're making it more public so the rest of your team can see it in whatever format that's in. All right, for the next 10 minutes, do that. Go ahead and pause this video and then come back when you've finished. Okay, welcome back. So our next activity is now we're going to start transitioning from that into a group collective and understanding. So what I want you to do is start looking at everything from stage to stage. Read what it is that people have said, start kind of processing that. What is it that you're noticing? What is it that you're seeing? And then we're going to take time at the bottom of your journey map, and we're going to start brainstorming ideas. If you're using a tool like Miro or Mural, it doesn't need to be at the bottom. It can be sort of wherever you might place it on that Miro or Mural board. But you will be using, again, Post-it notes or typing in cells what your brainstorm ideas are. So associate those with the various stage across your journey map, what your ideas might be. So this is now taking your interpretation of a journey map, and you're now brainstorming your ideas based on what it is that you're seeing, what you're curious about, what's coming up for you in that journey map. So this is where the real journey storming activity takes place. So what I want you to do is go ahead and pause this video, and I want you to take 15 minutes to take a look at what's there, share some things, and begin brainstorming on that journey map of yours. So pause the video, and I'll see you again in 15 minutes. Okay, welcome back. So now you should have some ideas. If you need more time, to take more time, if you need to discuss that more. But now we're kind of going into the phase of beginning to look at those ideas and prioritize them. So what I recommend you do now is, look across your journey map, look at the ideas that you all have generated, and now begin to prioritize those. So here I like to use it 2 by 2. You can also do voting dots if that works for you. But basically what you're doing is you're looking at those ideas and you're starting to say, these are the things that we find the most interesting or most impactful. You can use whatever criteria makes the most sense for you, but use some kind of a visual cue, like a voting dot, or put things into a visual tool like a 2 by 2. We have a video on that if you haven't used a 2 by 2 before, and begin to sort out your ideas. It's good when you're going through a sorting activity to at least have some sort of common understanding about what are we sorting these based on? Is it based on impact? Is it based on ease of use? Is it based on ease to do? Is it based on the time frame? Is it impact to a certain user group? So discuss together what it is that you're voting based on. It could even be just what's our passion? And that's a fine way to vote as well. But just be clear as a group, what is it that you're voting based on? And take, let's say, 10 minutes to go ahead and do your voting activity. So pause this video, take some time to vote, and then we'll come back. Okay, welcome back. Now what we're going to do is talk about next steps. So often people sort of go through this activity and then they kind of step away and say, okay, we've got things in a 2 by 2, or we voted on them. What I recommend that you do next actually is now as a group determine what is it that you want to do next. Do you need to spend some more time on sorting and voting? Do you need to spend some time maybe deciding how we're going to move forward with these ideas? Who might be on point for that? What other discussions might we have? But I recommend while you have the group together, spend even 5 minutes discussing what are the next steps that we might want to take. You might be extending your workshop to go through some of that prioritization next steps. But even if you don't have that next anchor of a workshop done, spend 5 minutes unpacking what it is that you will be doing at some point in the future to make use of the information, the ideas that you all have generated. So go ahead and pause this video, spend at least 5 minutes, and make some plans. Okay, welcome back. Congratulations, you have done a journey storming activity. Recommend that you keep trying this, practice it, use it on different kinds of scenarios and tools with different people. And each time you'll feel that you're able to contribute more and more to the conversation. It will become easier and more fun to do. So good luck and happy journey storming.